Well folks, I promised you in the last video that this Tamiya 148 Royal Naval Sea Harrier FRS1 would be ready within 24 hours of the next video. I lied, so now we're 6 months ahead now. We've actually managed to find the time to do a bit more work to it, and as you can see, work has progressed slowly. But we've now got the fuselage all painted. We've got the wings all painted, and we've got some of the decals on. So let's take a quick look. This is just a quick update, and hopefully we should have it finished for reasonably soon. Let's take a look. Now, I've used the Tamiya Dark Sea Grey with the matte finish. As you can see, I've brushed it all, but it's come up on the wings all right. Decals aren't too bad. What I didn't like was this decal here on the air intake. No matter how hard you try, you can't seem to get the air bubbles out. I've noticed it on other YouTube models as well, or modelers have done the same one, and they've had the same thing, and they are extremely awkward, and it lets it down a bit. I mean, I suppose it's because it's such a big decal. What I've done here is, since the last video, is obviously there has been some more construction work. I've done the wings, and what I did before I put the wings on, or even constructed the wings, was I actually put the decals on after all the painting, once it was dry. This is done in Tamiya acrylics. The white, as you can see there, it's not perfect, it's hand painted. The white's a bit of a nightmare. I think that's the X1 white, or X2 white, whatever it is. And you've got to put that many coats on it to get it to work, and to get it to the coverage to be quite right. The model's gone together really quite easily, but it pays to put your decals on before you put the wings on. It makes it easier to handle because it is a bit fiddly. And I haven't overdone the decals. I've done this in the Yeovilton colours and livery, or decals. I think it's turned out quite nice, to be honest, because I'm not a professional modeller. I'm still going to do it gear down with this engine flap open. Obviously there's some more decals to go on it. Now hopefully we should be getting on a little bit further with it, and hopefully I'll have this finished a lot quicker. But let's just stop for a minute and we'll just take a look at exactly what we've done. And there she is. I think she's looking quite good, to be honest. Now the wings, these are magically easy to do. Again, they're in sort of two parts. What I did was I painted the lower half white first, obviously on both wings, and then I painted the tops in the Dark Sea Grey, joined them together. It probably pays just to leave them for a while with just some pegs once the paint's dried. Makes it a lot better, makes sure they got a good bond all the way around. And also you want to really make sure that there's no flash or no raised areas along here, otherwise it won't fit to the fuselage properly and you'll get nasty gaps. Although we do have, I think, a slight gap on the right hand wing, but there's nothing to cry about. I also added the decals, all of them, before we attach the wings to the fuselage, because if it's attached to the fuselage you risk breaking the model, damaging the model, snapping a wing off, whatever, and you don't want to be doing that. So do all that first and make sure it's all dry. Don't do it whilst it's tacky, especially with acrylics, because if you put decals on it while it's a bit tacky, it'll take the paint off. The other thing is, some of the decals, the target decal goes actually over where the hard points are, and so you're going to actually have to go right over across here, as it shows. I'll show you. There, which is a bit of a bit crap really, because you're going to have to cut through the decal, but not to worry. Now we're going to do it. We're going to have the gun under here somewhere. You've got several choices. You can use. We're going to use the cannon, the Aiden cannon. Otherwise, you can use these two rarely type things that can replace that, but not to worry. But that's about as far as we've got with the Harrier so far. Tail fins are already painted on the sprue. Likes it. We've done the top engine cover. I won't call it a bonnet, it's not a car. And we've also obviously got some of the drop tanks. Drop tanks are actually painted. If I move that out of the way, it'll be a lot easier. The drop tanks are painted on the sprue, and so are the cannons. So hopefully we'll have that put together. A bit more painting to do, and I'll be back as soon as she's finished.